Pop the hood of most cars in Belize and you'll find a lead-acid battery. What you're really looking at is a brick of lead. Some batteries contain up to 17.5 pounds of lead and 1.5 gallons of sulfuric acid. Lead-acid batteries power up vehicles, boats, motorcycles, industrial machines, solar systems, and other motorized equipment. But maybe what you don't think about is what happens to those batteries after they're no longer useful to you. Do you throw them out in the trash to be dumped in landfills or have them lying around your backyard? If you do, you may be putting yourself and others in danger. When humans ingest or come in contact with lead and acid, it can cause both short-term and long-term health damage.
One of the major issues is lead. Lead is a heavy metal. It does affect the endocrine and the hormonal system of, again, the most vulnerable people being women and children, right? And then it could lead to deformities and hormonal imbalances.
When released into the environment, these substances can contaminate air, water, and soil. And if disposed of in a solid waste landfill or illegally dumped, the lead and sulfuric acid can seep into the soil and contaminate food and water supply. If thrown near or into rivers and other waterways, the two toxic substances can also threaten aquatic life.
Once it has completed its process, its use, it's very important not to leave it around the yard, because what it does, animals, it automatically starts to affect the environment that we live in.
And that is why the Department of Environment wants used lead-acid batteries to be taken to authorized agents who know how to handle these materials. While there isn't a facility to recycle in country, two of the importers, the Chemical Specialties of Belize and Renco, have implemented the DOE's technical guidelines to safely handle and store these batteries before they are shipped off for recycling. According to the DOE, there are persons who are operating illegally when they buy these used lead-acid batteries and export them. But it is difficult to determine how they're collecting and storing these used batteries before they're exported. And there is also no way to show if these batteries are being recycled so that human health and the environment are safeguarded from exposure.
That continues to be a very challenging issue in the sense that we are aware that it's being exported. Our commitment to the Basel Convention on the Transboundary Movement of Hazardous Waste and their disposal requires us to do prior notification in regard to the movement of these substances across borders, and we are collaborating with them to improve the buyback program in view of having a negative effect on the illegal market, to deter the illegal movement of used lead-acid batteries. What we are seeking is to formalize the used lead-acid batteries.
Importers Renco and Chemical Specialties of Belize have buyback programs where you can get cash for used lead-acid batteries, or you can get a discount to purchase a new one. Chemical Specialties of Belize is an importer and distributor of LTH and Rayo batteries.
We accept any battery, and the prices vary according to sizes, but the value of the batteries have any price. The commercial sizes have a range between $15 to $20, depending on the size of the battery. So if you see a battery laying around in the yard and it's just being thrown away, actually you can put that to very good monetary use. Now you can get something rewarded for actually doing something good.
Did you know the materials in vehicle batteries are the most recycled products in the world? Even more than paper, glass,
The case
and
with the battery,
cardboard.
it's 99% recyclable. It's better than the tires, oil, and so, because it's 99% of it is recycled. The number one component of the battery is the lead, which is the lead does not lose its properties, and it can be recycled to produce other new batteries. The electrolyte is actually used to produce other products such as detergents, and can also be strengthened back again to be used as sulfuric acid or electrolytes for the battery usage. That's why it's very important for these batteries to be recollected and to be made into new batteries.
Once you take a used lead-acid battery to the Chemical Specialties of Belize, the batteries are then checked in this room to determine if they can still be used or if they're ready to be recycled. Once they're no longer good to use, they're carefully stacked onto pallets as per DOE's regulations, and then they're wrapped and shipped out to Mexico to their parent company, Johnson Controls International.
What we do is we get it ready for a process for export. What we do is we do the proper storage, which we store the batteries, we wrap the batteries, have them palleted, and then we export it to Mexico.
The Department of Environment says that because Belize signed on to the Basel Convention of the Transboundary Movement of Hazardous Waste and their disposal, they're now committed to ensure that humans near the environment are exposed to hazardous waste like used lead-acid batteries. If you fail to comply with regulations, you can face hefty fines.
The hazardous waste regulation provides that if you are not properly handling hazardous substances, hazardous waste, there's a penalty upon summary conviction of not less than $25,000. However, like I said, we would seek those as the final resort for non-compliance.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.